Oh, it's another fine day. It's another very, very beautiful day. And one thing that will happen today is we'll have a conversation. We'll have a conversation that will be a blessing. We'll have a conversation that will uplift our community. We'll have a conversation um, that will add value to so many people. Now, for those who know me, one of the things I cherish, one of the things that make me happy is talking to people in our community who are doing things that are helping the community grow. Today, I have with me someone. Got to know him about 6, 7 years ago. He visited my place with a friend, and man, after listening to him talk and all of that, I was like, "Bro, you're loaded." And been running behind him for some time. Uh, Man, it don't delay, but at the end of the day, they say the right time not always the right time. The time we start not the right time. Not. Welcome to Toride, bro.
Yeah, thank you, Doride.
Mhm.
I've been seeing your good work, and I'm happy to be here. I know the call to order from you as you talk. We don't finally be here, and I'll be glad for share and see what knowledge I feel impact for our community.
Wow. How far? Wait till it happen.
Well, na Saturday, we
Yeah.
thank God till another day. We pray for good health. We can never be happy than the way we are.
That's very true. And Saturdays are really very, very busy days. Most people work Monday to Fridays, and then Saturdays they get for start do things for themselves personally, for relax on Sunday and then job back. So we appreciate the fact that you decided to um take out Saturday to come here and talk to us, and not only talk to us, talk to our community. Now, Rudolf Matute. I hardly pronounce people that name for you and all of that. But you're a brother, you're a friend, you're someone who is close. Tell us a little bit about Rudolf E. Matute. Where you from and all of that.
Yes, Rudolf Erombi, as
Oh,
we
that's the meaning of E.
yes, the
Okay.
the Bakure man will pronounce it Erombi,
Okay.
but many people call it Esombi.
Mm-hmm.
Rudolf Esombi Matute,
Mm-hmm.
originally from Cameroon,
Mm-hmm.
lived in Limbe. Um, it's been it's been years.
Mm-hmm.
Moved to America a couple of years ago, and have been through diverse areas, um, but finding myself where I am today, it's a blessing.
Mm-hmm.
It's a journey which I like to share with our communities out there,
Mm-hmm.
for them to not to lose hope.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I call myself Scrum Master Extraordinary,
Mm-hmm.
as I will put it, doing extraordinary things for our people, not only in the agile world, but also in social life and bringing out the potentials of people. I would like to dive on as we transition throughout this conversation.
Wow. Scrum Master extraordinaire.
Yes.
It seems a little bit of English and French. Or extraordinaire is it extraordinaire or extraordinary? Maybe I missed something.
My kid sister Jono always say it depends the shape of the mouth which you use, but
Okay.
extraordinary, it's you stand out extraordinary
Mm-hmm.
in trying to get closer to perfection to what you're doing.
Mm-hmm.
You can never be 100% perfect, but
Very true.
we strive to get to that space where
Mm-hmm.
we can do things perfectly, and
Mm-hmm.
stressing more on feedback and moving forward toward the right direction.
Scrum Master. I don't know. Maybe we should go ahead and share the video
Okay.
while we have more people start watching, and then we can jump into the core conversation. Yeah, for the few people who are watching, please don't forget to share the video. We want as many as possible people to watch. We want them to ask their questions also. It's going to be a beautiful conversation, like always. I don't doubt that. Um, okay, copy link. Okay, let me share the link with you. Uh, Yeah, and for those who are watching, please check him out on social media. What are your social media?
Well, at the moment, right now,
Mm-hmm.
the basic social media platforms which I'm portraying, it's Facebook.
Mm-hmm.
I have a LinkedIn account as
Mm-hmm.
well. On Facebook, I'm Mola Rudy the second.
Mm-hmm.
On LinkedIn, I'm Rudolf Matute. So those are the social media platforms I have at the moment.
Okay.
We are gradually getting to the point where we will portray ourselves on other social media platforms like Twitter and Instagram as well.
Why now? That's one thing I've noticed in our community. It seems like there is that laxity. It seems like people are slow on jumping on social media, and even when they jump on there, someone like you is a professional. You are supposed to have everything uniformed. So from your Twitter name to your uh, TikTok to your Facebook to your Instagram to everything you have, it's preferable to be one. So if it's Rudolph, yeah, you have something on your hair. No, let me show you. If you look at that screen, you see something white on. You see something white on your hair. No, no.
Oh, thank you. That's a beauty. That's a beauty when you come to Toride. You get the makeups as well.
Yeah, so I notice people, yeah, the social media is kind of like not it's not unique. So yeah, you go, you have Mola to this, you have so if someone wants to look you up on all these platforms, then you have to be giving them different either names or what like is it like some challenge? Why are you guys not making everything uniform? So if it's Rudolph E Matute, it is Rudolph E Matute everywhere. So if someone wants to ask about, hey, what is his social media handle? I can just go ahead and say Rudolph E Matute, and that's it.
Yes. So one thing I want to talk about is I've had this social media platform like Facebook,
Mm-hmm.
like Mullah Rudy the second,
Mm-hmm.
for a very long time, and it I don't want to change it, or I don't want to change who I am on that particular platform.
Yeah.
But to on LinkedIn, it is more of a wider audience on a professional basis.
Okay.
I think changing it might create a different personality, but I would like to stay the way I am. So you have that diversified identity where most people call me Mula, by the way.
Mm-hmm.
So when you tell somebody his name is Rudolph, it's like, is his name? I mean, I'm Mula that. Yeah, so that comes into play.
Okay. Okay. I think now it's time. I shared the video with you.
Okay,
Yeah, maybe we can go ahead. I shared it on.
all right.
Yes, you can go ahead and share with a few people. For those who are watching, please share. Please share. Please share. Like I said, the conversation will be good. It will be beautiful. It's going to be very brief, but very interesting. If you know anyone who is interested in Scrum, if you know anyone who should be learning a few things about Scrum, please get them to this platform right now. Let them come and learn a few things. Let them come and learn a thing or two that can help them or help someone that they know. I always tell people, I actually took some Scrum classes, and my then girlfriend, when she wanted to know why, I told her, hey, in as much as why are companies hiring Scrum masters? If you understand why companies are hiring Scrum masters, then you understand why you need to get that education. It is very important, not just for your business, but even for managing other affairs in your life. Someone like me, I have a company. How do I get to hire a good Scrum master if I don't know anything about Scrum? So that was one of the reasons why I decided, you know what, Nasako, you need to go into this thing and dig deep into. Boss, what is Scrum all about?
Yes, I'm glad you said you have a company, you dig into it. I'm glad you did some homework about Scrum. Um, Scrum is a framework
Mm-hmm,
under which teams people come together
mm-hmm,
to work to deliver value
mm-hmm,
incrementally
mm-hmm,
for any product, project,
mm-hmm,
or space work which they are trying to do.
mm-hmm,
The idea is it emerges from um, the agile methodology,
Mm-hmm.
which agile methodology, it's a mindset
Mm-hmm.
where work is being developed, great work is being introduced,
Mm-hmm.
be it from whatever space you find yourself.
Mm-hmm.
And people take this work now, develop it, look how this can be done. Now, when Scrum comes in, it comes to in the framework, it's like the umbrella when you stand under.
Mm-hmm.
Agile is the umbrella, Scrum is the framework.
Mm-hmm.
But the aspect of Scrum, it's you get people who work towards attaining
Mm-hmm.
this product increments for
Mm-hmm.
be it 2 weeks, 3 weeks,
Mm-hmm.
and showcase it before we move to the next step of it.
Mm-hmm.
Basically, Scrum was built on three basic pillars
Mm-hmm.
where you have inspect,
Mm-hmm.
adapt,
Mm-hmm.
and transparency.
Mm-hmm.
So that helps to build up um, I mean, in every environment, every business which you're trying to do,
Mm-hmm.
which involves be it internal or external stakeholders,
Mm-hmm.
transparency has to be the key of it. But the power of it, it's of Scrum, it's trying to understand the concept
Mm-hmm.
and the content of what your team is delivering during be it 2 weeks or 3 weeks for incremental values for the project you are working on.
Well, if I tell you I understand anything where you talk with it, I don't really understand and fine, fine. But then I think when I watch the video again, and if I have questions, I think it'll only be fair to contact you for clarifications and all of that. Now, for some time now, Scrum has been trending in our community.
Yes.
Everyone wants to talk Scrum. Everyone is a Scrum master. Everyone is Scrum, 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 Scrum. What do you think is the reason for that? Why do you think Scrum for some time now has been trending in our community?
Yes, so with the coming of a lot of people being interested in knowing what Scrum about
Mm-hmm,
is all about,
mm-hmm,
the first thing I want to put it out there is if you're coming to Scrum because of the money,
mm-hmm,
you're in the wrong profession.
mm-hmm,
You're in the wrong that's not the mindset you should follow
mm-hmm,
when you come in the space of Scrum.
mm-hmm,
Scrum should be something we develop.
mm-hmm,
Scrum should be something we work with it over time. You
mm-hmm,
know, a lot of people, I see a lot of people, I hear a lot of people, Scrum Master, Scrum Master, Scrum Masters. Trust me. And Scrum Master has its prerequisites
mm-hmm,
as like nursing and all of those other professions.
mm-hmm,
And you have to go through the transition, understand what it is. A
mm-hmm,
lot of people, Sako, Toride, I'll tell
mm-hmm,
you, have the Scrum certification,
mm-hmm,
but they don't know what to do with it.
mm-hmm.
Their actual aspect is get the certification today and tomorrow
So why
they'll get a job.
actually why is it trending? Why is it trending in our community? Why is Scrum trending in our
Yes,
community?
because companies have discovered that Scrum is the way to go.
Mm-hmm,
Basically the agile way where people um, get together
mm-hmm,
to build, to
mm-hmm,
develop
mm-hmm,
products, projects,
mm-hmm,
and get collective ideas, inspect them incrementally, then
mm-hmm,
you move to the next stage for any development. Let me give
mm-hmm,
you an example.
mm-hmm,
You want to build a house.
mm-hmm,
You come to Toride. You say,
mm-hmm,
"Hey, Toride, I have this house." Toride will show you the sample
mm-hmm,
of whatever house he's building,
mm-hmm,
and at this point, when he says when they start the work, they do the estimation,
mm-hmm.
they do the initiation of the project,
Yeah.
they do the planning, and each of, for example, like you need a collective people. You
Yeah.
need those who will dig the foundation, you
Yeah.
know, those who will dig the walls,
Mm-hmm,
those who build the walls, those who will do the windows, those who will do the doors,
mm-hmm,
those who will do the roof, those who will do everything about it, those who will do the painting. So those people have to come collectively
mm-hmm,
at each stage of this development
mm-hmm,
of building this structure. We have to do what they call the inspect and adapt.
mm-hmm,
Now, if Toride tells me that, hey, he can do this, and during the inspect and adapt, he created a room which is 5 feet,
mm-hmm,
and he went ahead and did the windows and something. And I came to inspect this work, and I see that it does not befit the contract or the agreement or what I want,
mm-hmm,
I will not be satisfied with him.
mm-hmm,
So going down to break that thing is going to cost companies money.
mm-hmm,
So the idea of Scrum basically
mm-hmm,
is to help to improve, inspect, identify areas of improvement,
mm-hmm,
continuous integration and
Mm-hmm.
continuous deployment for a better product at each stage.
Wow. Well, makes a lot of sense. Now, for individuals, people in our community who are rushing to Scrum, who are wanting to become Scrum masters, who are doing Scrum, what do you think is the motive for them? Why is everyone running to become a Scrum master?
Yeah, the first thing I want to talk about that is I've had a lot of people ask me that question. You're
Mm-hmm.
not the first. I did a show a few months ago with Dr. Francis. Hello to you, Dr. Francis. A lot of people contacted me after that. A lot of people rush to Scrum because they want to first in our community. Something is for the money.
Mm-hmm.
It is not for the money. You might have the certification, but you must go through the process of
Now, what
understanding it.
I'm wanting to know is why do people rush there?
Okay,
So, for you, what do you think are some of the reasons why people are wanting to do Scrum?
yes, okay. People want to do Scrum to
Mm-hmm.
get that project done or project work, be it in whatever career they are doing
Mm-hmm.
or whatever field or
Mm-hmm.
whatever project they're working, to get that mindset to view,
Mm-hmm.
um, build up incrementally. So
Mm-hmm.
at the end, their products or their projects will be usable, functionable at the end of the day.
Okay. Now, I feel like that question sounds more like you're coming from the part of the client. I'm talking about individuals in our community. So, for instance, Nasako is going into Scrum.
Yes,
Nasako's junior brother is wanting to do Scrum,
yes,
which means they're wanting to work as a Scrum master.
yes.
What is the motive behind that? Because we see a lot of people, a lot of Cameroonians, especially, wanting to become Scrum masters.
Yes, the idea about them or individuals wanting to get to the Scrum environment is to develop that mindset.
You think so? It's not the money.
It's not, I mean, primarily it is the money. But when you get into that environment,
Mm-hmm.
your way of thinking, your way of development, your way of handling projects, your way of building whatever you're working on
Mm-hmm.
changes. It is the mindset. I will tell you 100%.
Mm-hmm.
Scrum framework using the agile methodology, it's principally on the mindset.
Mm-hmm.
People think Scrum is just basically the IT world.
Mm-hmm.
No, it is not. I'll tell you 100% here, anywhere, anytime. It is not just in the IT world. If you're cooking, for example, fufu and arrow,
Mm-hmm.
the first thing is it's that mindset which you have to develop.
Mm-hmm.
You have to know when to get to what point. Is it point A where you put the water leaf? Is it point A, point B where you put the Maggi?
Mm-hmm.
Or that
So,
each
so
stage
my question is: do you think people in our community are wanting to become Scrum masters because they want
because
to
of the money.
understand this?
Because of the
And that's
money.
what I was asking. Like,
It's because of the money. But
yeah.
for my message which I come in here today
Mm-hmm.
to elaborate
No, no.
is
This question was not about your message.
okay.
This message was understanding the mindset of many, because that is where most people get misguided. You
Yes,
understand?
yes,
Yeah. Now I understand your message. I understand. I've talked with you even before this, and
yes,
I understand all of that. But then I just wanted to point out the fact that, and that's the reason why most of them get it wrong. That's the reason why most of them they get the certification and they cannot get a job,
absolutely.
because you were actually studying to get a job that can get you money,
Yes.
instead of you doing something that you can actually
Be
digest, you
passionate
can
about.
passionately, you
Yes.
understand? So you get to really learn these things. That way, somebody calls you for an interview and all of that, you just spit fire. So
Yes.
I was really, because I've heard that a lot. So I was, you trying to tell me it was just about the, I was like, okay, is this now? Let's move on to something else. um yeah, it's obvious most people in our community getting there for the money,
Hmm.
which is not a bad thing
Yes,
though.
it
Yeah,
is not.
you have to get that money to make ends meet.
It's the
And then you,
hustle.
yeah. But the next question would be, is there really money in Scrum? Like, are people who are Scrum masters or who are into Scrum actually making money? Like, what could be the pay rates be, and all of that?
It depends your skills. It
Mm-hmm.
depends your skills and your experience you have.
Mm-hmm.
No work, no. They used to say, no sweat, no gain. If you
Mm-hmm.
put in the work and your experience comes up,
Mm-hmm.
befitting for a company, they will
Mm-hmm.
hire you. Literally, Scrum masters make 85,000 to. I've seen Scrum masters who make 150,000 a year.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
So technically saying the money is there.
Yes, the money is there, yes,
Mm-hmm.
but you must you must not defeat the purpose for which you're being hired for in a company.
Mhm.
What do I mean by that? You need to polish up your skills.
Mhm.
You need to meet up with the current changes
Mhm.
in be it, because most of them are leaned towards what they call SDCL,
Mhm.
software development life cycle, work
Mhm.
projects which they're working on. You have to
Mhm.
meet with the challenges. The
Mhm.
evolution is constant. So you, like a scrum master, you have to come up to speed
Mhm.
constantly for you to make that much. And as I said, every environment differs.
Mhm.
It depends on the load work.
Mhm.
You might just be getting basic scrum,
Mhm.
or there's something they call safe scrum
Mhm.
as well, safe agile, safe scrum,
Mhm.
where you could get more hands on that.
Mhm.
And also agile coaching comes as a part of scrum,
Mhm.
which you do a lot of coaching during, where you use the scrum practices
Mhm.
to add value to it. So there's the money in it, the price range is there, but you have to do the work, and your experience speaks volume of it, of what you can make.
Now, one thing that is common nowadays in the community, so many people actually acquiring the certification, but then it seems like it's difficult to get jobs. What could be the problem?
Yes. Right now, if we look at the market for Scrum, it's is gradually getting a nosedive,
Mhm.
with the evolutions which are taking place in in the communities or in the world right now.
Mhm.
A lot of people blame it for what they call recession,
Mhm.
but what I encourage every Scrum master to do
Mhm.
is not only learning the basics of Scrum, but adding something to it,
Mhm.
be it project management.
Mhm.
We have project managers, or add project program managers into it.
Mhm.
Get into skills like AWS,
Mhm.
add something into it, AWS security,
Mhm.
add something into it like you have Power BIs, you have Snowflake developers. Get that basic. Add. They'll say add a feather to your cap.
Mhm.
Add a feather to your cap in the Scrum Master field. Will help you boost that. If you look at online now, most Scrum Master jobs, where you go out there, you look at them, they'll tell you, I want a Scrum Master with Azure DevOps or Azure DevOps experience.
Mhm.
I want a Scrum Master with structural experience. I want
Mhm.
a Scrum Master with cybersecurity experience. I want
Mhm.
a Scrum Master with cloud infrastructure experience. So the way to go now to defeat that purpose for the market is getting to add something to it. Now,
Mhm.
another thing, that was a beautiful one. Another thing is, um, most of them have the certifications,
Mhm.
but they are afraid to speak about it.
Mhm.
They are afraid to conquer that fear
Mhm.
that, oh, I might get into this space and somebody might identify what I'm saying is not real, or what I'm saying does not tie with it.
Mhm.
But trust me, everybody has done Scrum
Mhm.
in one way or another.
Mhm.
Looking at what we are doing here today, this is part of Scrum.
Mhm.
We had done a planification for this. We come in. What are we doing now? We are trying to deliver value,
Mhm.
to educate or to talk to people
Mhm.
about Scrum, what the benefits are, what the values we are bringing to our communities, be it in whatever environment they find themselves in.
Wow, that sounds beautiful. Now, you've been in Scrum for some time now. What do you think are some of the challenges you personally had, or some of the challenges you feel like most people you've mentored, or some people you've worked with? Or what do you think are some of the challenges they have?
Oh yes, that's a very beautiful one. The When I started my Scrum career, I had a
Mhm.
certification.
Mhm.
I joined a couple of community of practice.
Mhm.
I remember the very first person I would like to talk about. It's Are Tabong.
Mhm.
He happens to be a very senior friend of mine, and Robert Tawani. Both of them helped me throughout my journey.
Mhm.
It is constant learning.
Mhm.
You should constantly getting to know what the process is all about.
Mhm.
Now, the challenges Scrum Masters face in every working environment
Mhm.
is you work with people from different environments, different cultures, different backgrounds, different ideas.
Mhm.
But you being able to follow the train
Mhm.
of being a facilitator to
Yeah.
such sessions where you have with them, you have to also teach them the basics, the importance of whatever Scrum values you're bringing in, the
Mhm.
importance of Scrum. You have to coach them,
Mhm.
teach them, monitor, inspect, and see how you can also add value at the
Mhm.
end of everything you're doing.
Mhm.
That transition, that understanding helps to build up it. Now, the other basic challenge I have faced in the Scrum Master is there's an old system they call waterfall system,
Mhm.
where people find the challenge to transition from waterfall to agile.
Mhm.
Now, you have to develop that mindset
Mhm.
of building people to come together
Mhm.
in a particular space to work together, get understanding, get feedbacks, look for way for improvement, take
Mhm.
actions as to better ways to improve not only the product they are working on, but build that interpersonal relationship.
Mhm.
Communication, it's a very big thing. Collaboration, it's a
Mhm.
very big thing. Understanding, it's a very big thing. And flexibility comes into play in it. I mean, a lot of people, when they get to their jobs, they want to go by Scrum by the book.
Mhm.
You become a Scrum police.
Mhm.
I remember my first job when I went there. Everything was called to the book. I went there. I was reading them, preaching to them about the Scrum manifesto,
Mhm.
the Scrum guide, and all. No, every environment is different.
Mhm.
And trust me, when they kicked me out after my first Scrum role,
Mhm.
after which I worked there for like 90 days, I did a retrospective.
Mhm.
Retrospective is one of the ceremonies in Scrum,
Mhm.
where I did an evaluation of, hey, Rudolph, you need to move from this to this. What have you learned? What do you need to improve on? And this helped me get into my second role, which I've been embarking on for more than 6 years now.
Now, you just talked about relationship, building relationship, especially based with the knowledge you have in Scrum, and you also talked about you doing a, what did you say, retrospect?
Yes, a
A
retrospective.
retrospect, yeah, of why, what happened, and which is part of what you guys learn
Yes,
in Scrum, right?
yes, yes.
Now, do you think the Scrum knowledge is only important for Scrum, or do you think someone can actually acquire this knowledge and apply it to other things in their daily life?
Yes, it is very important to get this knowledge
Mm-hmm.
and implement it into your daily life,
Mm-hmm.
because it is not only about using it in the work environment. Let
Mm-hmm.
me give you an example. Those If you want to get a wedding,
Mm-hmm.
if you want to plan a wedding, you need to know where the wedding has to take place, what number of guests you have to take, where is the location, what is it, a church wedding, is it a court wedding?
Mm-hmm.
All of that has to do with planning.
Mm-hmm.
Now, it comes with the initiation of whatever project or program you are working on.
Mm-hmm.
It goes with the planning for it. The
Mm-hmm.
planning has to do with the budgeting, the costing, and identifying the scope and the timeline as well.
Mm-hmm.
Now, you go now to the part of the execution of it,
Mm-hmm.
where you execute it. Like, we plan for this,
Mm-hmm.
right? I plan to be on Tori Day today.
Mm-hmm.
We initiated it.
Mm-hmm.
Now, what are we doing? We are executing it. Now, what do we expect? We have to get the end product of it. What do people get about it? What do people gain from this? What knowledge is impacted? What challenges? So it is not only for office work or something, you can incorporate it in yourself.
Mm-hmm.
It's like you have a to-do list.
Mm-hmm.
When you're done with each project,
Mm-hmm.
you tick it, then you move to the next one. Yes. But the goal is focused on adding value, incremental value from each point A to point B, by creating usable, functionable values. Mind you, I use the word usable, functionable values, something which is practical.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, which can be used or consumed by society, or even by your home itself.
Now, I think the next thing we should talk about is you actually, not just a Scrum Master, but I see you adding value to the community by helping people uh, get that not Scrum knowledge. I don't want to use the word teaching them, because for me, I look at it more like building the community. So I don't want to attach the whole teach Scrum
Mhm.
and all of that. We can actually say that. Why do you think? Why did you sit and think? Because I know you're a busy person. Besides Scrum, you have other things that you're doing. Why did you think it was important for you, even after doing your Scrum, getting a good job? I hear that most of the jobs are 6 figure and plus. Getting a good job, and why did you think it was important for you to go back to your community and help others who want to get into the Scrum field?
Now, a lot of people have reached out to me. They are satisfied. They want to get practical knowledge.
Mm-hmm.
They want to get, as you say, it's my hustle where all man the hustle.
Mm-hmm.
The six figure is there, but I think it is high time for me to go back to my community
Mm-hmm.
and share this knowledge.
Mm-hmm.
I gained the knowledge with inspiration
Mm-hmm.
from a friend or a brother, two brothers or
Mm-hmm.
three, who helped me throughout this journey, and they gave it to me. So it
Mm-hmm.
is high time I go back now, not only to give back to our community, but to guide our community people as well
Mm-hmm.
on the basis of Scrum. As you said, a lot of people have the certifications,
Mm-hmm.
but they do not know how to go about it,
Mm-hmm.
how to utilize it on what space or environment.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm here to help them, to guide them,
Mm-hmm.
to um, to promote that space so everybody can get the full knowledge of how to improve value in their space of environment.
If someone was to get to you, if someone who wants to reach out to you so you can help them, guide them, how they supposed to contact you?
Yes, as I said from the beginning, my name on Facebook is Mullah Rudy
Mm-hmm.
the second.
Mm-hmm.
The second is like two eyes.
Mm-hmm.
But if you type Matute Rudolf a zombie, you will
Mm-hmm.
see me as well.
Mm-hmm.
I'm also on LinkedIn. You can contact me. My number is 682
Mm-hmm.
367
Mm-hmm.
3851. You can send me a message
Mm-hmm.
or text message, or you can write to me on WhatsApp. Yeah.
Now, what is as someone who has that experience, you've been a Scrum Master for a while now. What do you think, if a kid, if someone who, let me not say a kid, if someone who wanted to get into Scrum was sitting right in front of you, what will you say to them? What advice will you give them?
Yes, that is a very beautiful one. When you talk about meeting somebody for the first time
Mhm,
and talking about Scrum, um, it's for you to find that common ground of understanding.
mhm,
You the first thing you have to identify is what the person is all about in terms of knowing that mindset.
mhm,
Remember,
mhm,
Scrum is just a framework
mhm,
under Agile.
mhm,
And if you are using the mindset to get understanding of whatever the person is doing or whatever the person intends to do,
mhm,
it leads you to the right way.
mhm,
Is it in the medical field?
mhm,
Is it in the insurance field? Is it in the sports field? Is it in the um, uh, golfing field or whatever field you find yourself?
mhm,
But if I do meet somebody for the first time,
mhm,
getting a conversation and building that mindset with them
mhm,
will also help to identify areas where this person wants to move on, this person wants to inspect. As I
mhm,
said, Scrum Masters do coach,
mhm,
you monitor,
mhm,
you mentor, you teach them of how they can execute their projects by adding value incrementally to what they are working on. Yeah, I mean, as I said, it's all about planning.
mhm,
You identify the plan, you draft out the roadmap, you
mhm,
build it out, you get to know what stage, what incremental value it has. You hear me talk a lot about value.
mhm,
I mean, value is the principal thing which increase. You can. It's like they always say, you take the second step
mhm,
before the first.
mhm,
So it's to me, if I meet somebody who needs me to talk about Scrum to him,
mhm,
the first thing is having a conversational engagement
mhm.
with them will help me to identify what roadmap we are building, what structure we are building.
So now, what would be your advice to them? If somebody walks up to you and say, Mola, I want to do Scrum, or even after you sitting down with them and talking with them and having the roadmap and whatever,
Mhm.
what would be your advice to someone who wants to get into Scrum?
Okay, the very first advice get or give to any person who wants to get into the Scrum is, we can do it.
Mm-hmm.
You can. If I can do it, you can do it.
Mm-hmm.
Now, a lot of people in our community think Scrum is about the money.
Mm-hmm.
I want to really emphasize on that. It is not about the money. It
Someone
is,
commented that it's about a six figure.
yeah. It's, I mean, the six figure is there, but as I said, you have to put the work, you have to be
Mhm,
committed.
mhm,
It depends on how committed you are, what you can bring to the table.
mhm,
Scrum masters out there, true, they'll say the six figures, but companies, environments, any environment, it's geared towards identifying what you can bring to the table.
mhm,
So, if I'm correct,
mhm,
a lot of people in our societies have done Scrum.
mhm,
It is just to identify the various areas
mhm,
where we can align that which works for this
mhm.
and works for that, or which works for A environment that works for B environment
Mhm.
to help them improve.
Wow. So, are you still having classes? Are you still teaching people to how what to do to get
Yes,
into Scrum and all of that?
on the 26th of this month,
Mm-hmm.
we are launching a rocket. I call it a rocket. The Scrum Mastery program begins
Mm-hmm.
on the 26th of June
Mm-hmm.
2023,
Mm-hmm.
where my goal is to communicate, to interact
Mm-hmm.
with Scrum Masters who have the certification and do not know what to do with it.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, I'll call it a soft boot camp,
Mm-hmm.
which will be done virtually.
Yes.
It begins on the 26th, and it will be a 4 weeks session
Yeah.
where we'll get to interact, we'll get to get develop that aspect
Mm-hmm.
of working together, where
Mm-hmm.
other Scrum Masters will come in, other developers will come in,
Mm-hmm.
where we'll have hands-on experience, where people will share their knowledge about Scrum, and will be exposed to some of the basic tools
Mm-hmm.
like Jira,
Mm-hmm.
um, Confluence. We'll have some um, testers as well who will come to introduce tools which people don't know about. So I'm inviting everybody listening to my voice
Mm-hmm.
to join this boot camp. Um, it will run from the 26th of this month. And I'm trying to say to our communities, we will do extra.
Mm-hmm.
We will not only limit it to the 4 weeks per se, but we'll try to guide, look at basic things of um, looking at your resume,
Mm-hmm.
building in LinkedIn profiles.
Mm-hmm.
We have a couple of connections with recruiters who will help you market your profile,
Mm-hmm.
and then revisit and build that agile mindset
Mm-hmm.
of our community. So I think it's high time the community fully engages in what we are to deliver.
Now, you touched a little bit on it already, but I want you to emphasize on why someone should choose you to be their, I'll call you a Scrum instructor. Why do you think, with the many, so many people who are out here teaching Scrum and all of that, why do you think someone should go with Rudolf E. Matute instead of any other person?
Okay, what makes me a little bit different
Mm-hmm.
from them is we are diving. What I have noticed out there is a lot of those who go for the classes,
Mm-hmm.
maybe two. I had 2 days classes,
Mm-hmm.
6 weeks classes. They get the certification and they do not know what to do with it.
Mm-hmm.
They go basically to learn the theoretical part of it.
Mm-hmm.
Now I'm making a difference in it. We will revisit the theoretical part of it at a higher level.
Mm-hmm.
But what we are trying to do for this 4 weeks plus is to go deeper
Mm-hmm.
into it to identify, showcase, present
Mm-hmm.
um, useful tools, useful techniques, how to shape, how
Mm-hmm.
to market yourself,
Mm-hmm.
how to do interview preps,
Mm-hmm.
educate, encourage, mentor, showcase, run these sessions.
Mm-hmm.
And most essentially, one of the things I discussed with one of my brothers, which I
Mm-hmm.
want to give a shout out to,
Mm-hmm.
Mr. Felix. He's from New York. He just moved to Dallas.
Mm-hmm.
He's will be,
Mr. Felix, Mr. Felix, when are we having you on Tori Day? You need to come and give us
yeah.
that New York's vibes. You were saying something.
Yeah, so one of the things we are trying to implement in one of these sessions for the 4 weeks is we need we are giving homework,
Mhm.
assignments.
Mhm.
Assignments means people need to get that continuous learning process,
Mhm.
and whenever we meet, we revisit that
Mhm.
for us to know and bring up to speed with what we are doing. Now, one other thing which we'll also be doing during this session is looking at the resumes.
Mhm.
We'll look at the resumes. We'll teach you how to tailor them,
Mhm.
how to market yourself.
Mhm.
We'll also look at the don'ts and do nots um, when going out in yourself, talking about the Scrum practices in whatever environment you find.
Man, that's a whole lot of work.
Yeah, it is.
Now, is there a price? Is there a price attached to that, or?
Well,
Mhm.
contact me on LinkedIn or Facebook.
Mhm.
It is not.
Do you have a phone number on
I
our
won't
email?
yeah, I won't call it the price.
Mhm.
It is a participation fee,
Mhm.
which I would like everybody to come in and learn.
Is there a phone number
Yes,
or an email?
my phone number is 682
682
367
367
3851.
3851.
Yes,
682 three six
367.
seven 3851.
Yes. So the idea about it is to empower people in our community,
Mhm.
right, about their Scrum journey.
Mhm.
That is what we are trying to do this
Mhm.
time around.
Mhm.
Everybody should be empowered to get to that space
Mhm.
where they can practically move ahead in their Scrum environment and Scrum journeys. Instead of having certificates sitting on the wall, it is high time you come to Rudolf and let's see how we can make these certificates speak for itself, work for itself, and add value to your community, to yourself, and what have you.
Now, I am not a scrum master, but like I said, or any person who knows me know I'm someone who always want to know what is happening. I did my little research, and Scrum is not just about you making the six figure. Scrum is not just about you getting that Scrum job. They call it a white collar job. For me, it's more of learning something that you can actually apply, like I said earlier, to your own life.
Yes.
You learn how to do things in a very, very organized way. Am I correct?
Yes.
You learn how to do things in a very organized way. So, when it comes to knowledge, I'll invest everything I have. I suggest, or I propose, or I request that you also get into that Scrum space, get in with my brother, talk to him, just try to get the knowledge, just try to learn, just try to see what is happening. You'll be very, very surprised. It's going to be a blessing, not just for the six figure you might end up start making, but also to your personal lifestyle. I was one very, very disorganized person, but after my Scrum classes, the few classes that I had, I became like, I understood what it means. By the way, I just understood why some countries are developed and some countries are developing.
Oh,
You
yes.
go to Cameroon, we don't have any structure. Sorry, I'm using the word Cameroon. I'm supposed to use your community. You go to our communities back home, you don't have any structure. You don't have you don't have any procedure. Let me the structures are there, the procedures are there, but no one respects them. And with that kind of mindset, are you gonna get any result?
It's very difficult.
To get a result.
It is very difficult to get results
Mhm,
when the actual planning.
mhm,
But mind you, one of the basic things about it is flexibility.
mhm,
The flexibility to That's why we look at incremental values
mhm,
every 3 weeks,
mhm.
every 2 weeks, every 4 weeks,
Yeah.
even to see where we can inspect and adapt to
And
these
that is actually
changes.
what I'm saying, because we have a system back
Yes.
home where they don't do that. You understand? They only come like 5 years later to ask, okay, we'll be giving our money for building school 5 years ago. Which are
Yeah,
the school day?
I know.
And then they go realize that they don't finish build a school, but the foundation is not good.
Yes,
But where
yes,
if they apply the Scrum procedure or the Scrum knowledge from the time they build that foundation, they can look at right,
yes,
make sure
yes.
say the foundation they okay before they move ahead with the work.
Oh yes.
So
Oh
so
yes.
mhm,
So, but the idea about them basically, na say, people that who are community, right?
mhm,
They get that Scrum in them.
mhm,
They worry about, and I say they need to know where to allocate them.
mhm,
They need to know how for overcome that process.
Mm-hmm.
That fearful, that shake way
Mm-hmm.
person they do are like, hey, if I don't know the one, they go identify and say I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
No.
Mm-hmm.
It need to work so.
Mm-hmm.
Say as you dey look something, no say different person too, it dey look am.
Mm-hmm.
Wait till I just try for talk and say, everybody get a potential in them for do scrum.
Mm-hmm.
You just get to identify the agile terminology,
Mm-hmm.
the scrum terminology,
Mm-hmm.
know where to fit her in,
Mm-hmm.
know how to collaborate. For example, for one of the basic things of Scrum, the ceremonies for Scrum,
Yes.
you talk about backlog refinement.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I don't get developer, a big senior engineer,
Mm-hmm.
respectable engineer. He tell me, say, no, he talk about retrospective,
Mm-hmm.
which is a platform where we can evaluate what we don't do for the past two springs
Mm-hmm.
and what we improve on. But
Mm-hmm.
he tell me say, you know fit if you come for the retrospective, going to find out valuable, which will be my job right there.
Mm-hmm.
Now for bring it together with the other team members, talk to you, get a one-on-one session with you, try for coaching, find that common ground
Mm-hmm.
for breakthrough,
Mm-hmm.
because input be very, very important for that
Mm-hmm.
team. Now, one thing I want to talk about here for Scrum, when you work with the team members for Scrum,
Mm-hmm.
big man no did it.
Mm-hmm.
Big man no did it.
Mm-hmm.
Whether you're gonna 20 years, whether you're gonna 40 years,
Mm-hmm.
whether you're gonna 2 years, whether you're gonna 3 years, like
Mm-hmm.
Scrum Master, big man no did it. The experience of una working together, now they add value to the core product una they build.
Wow.
Yeah.
Now, you don't talk to people they really just come to you for first day with the one lens Scrum. You don't give the advice. What would be your advice? What would be your message to those who have been doing Scrum? Maybe not up to like the number of time you've done Scrum, maybe even more than you. Especially to our community. What do you think would be your message to people who are into this Scrum domain?
Yeah, a message to those who are in the Scrum domain
Mm-hmm.
and those who are planning to come. Let me start with those who are planning to come into the Scrum domain.
Mm-hmm.
You need to do the work.
Mm-hmm.
You need to do the work. You need to join community of practices.
Mm-hmm.
You have to read.
Mm-hmm.
You have to look at it. You have to weigh it where you
Mm-hmm.
are and where you want to be.
Mm-hmm.
That you have to be like where you are and
Mm-hmm.
where you want to be
Mm-hmm.
for you to get that balance. Continuous improvement, continuous study is the way to go.
Mm-hmm.
For those working already,
Mm-hmm.
now the goal about it
Those
is
working, that body they traumatize you with that money.
yeah, those working already.
Mm-hmm.
The secret to it is continuous improvement,
Mm-hmm.
continuous learning.
Mm-hmm.
Over the years, we see most. I mean, just few months down the line,
Mm-hmm.
a lot of Scrum Masters have reached out to me. Hey,
Mm-hmm.
Rudolf, I got laid off from my work. I got laid off. I got this. I got that.
Mm-hmm.
It is not that they were not working. Now
Mm-hmm.
the Scrum market is facing a cut down. Not only the Scrum market,
Mm-hmm.
but all other market. I
Yeah.
was talking with a shout out to the president JB yesterday.
Mm-hmm.
JB was telling me it's affecting everybody and every society in the market,
Mm-hmm.
and we're talking about it. And one thing we realize is it is changing. The changing environment is affecting us a little bit more.
Mm-hmm.
And we, the Scrum Masters, what we need to do, working Scrum Masters,
Mm-hmm.
is to look for rooms of improvement, polishing up new skills,
Mm-hmm.
not only ending at the level of a Scrum Master. I'm planning to become an RTE.
Mm-hmm.
I'm a senior Scrum Master in the company I
Mm-hmm.
work for right now.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I'm planning to transition into a release train engineer right
Mm-hmm.
now, which I'm planning to do.
What
So
this strange? That one day the money. That one day the money plenty.
yeah,
Yeah.
so the advice is, if you are coming to this Scrum field, as I said from the beginning,
Mm-hmm.
everybody has done Scrum. It
Mm-hmm.
is just where you identified.
Mm-hmm.
You have to put the work into it. For those who are working,
Mm-hmm.
they have a little urge above uh, those who have not started working because they have been exposed to this environment. But
Mm-hmm.
what they need to do is to get this continuous learning and continuous improvement. Now, that is one of the, for those who have the certifications as well,
Mm-hmm.
who are afraid
Mm-hmm.
to utilize it or do not understand
Mm-hmm.
how it goes,
Or they have tried and it did not go
or
well.
they have tried and it did not go well.
Mm-hmm.
That is why we are trying to get this boot camp
Mm-hmm.
to to guide them,
Mhm.
to help them,
Mhm.
to to coach them,
Mhm.
to monitor what they are doing. When I talk of monitoring, that's why we talked about giving a homework,
Mhm.
so we can monitor and see where they can improve.
Mhm.
Because I want our community to jump into this agile space.
Mhm.
A lot of people will say, "Oh, no, no, no! It is something very practical
Mhm.
and doable, and a little bit easy."
Okay, you talk about easy. People, most people they look at like easy. Now I'll ask you a question, and while you answer that question, I want those who after that question we go answer. After the question he's going to answer right now, we'll go online to check the questions that people have asked. Try to address them. Have him address them. I know he's Scrum Master. Have him address them. If anyone, yeah, I know we have questions. So the question I wanted you to yeah, the question I wanted you to answer while I look up the questions that are online and then we start attacking them is um I don't forget the question. I know I forget the question.
Uh,
Now this is the thing, right? What is the importance? What is the importance of mentorship when it comes to this Scrum Master thing, this Scrum milieu?
See, Toride, mentorship, people will just talk. People will
Mm-hmm.
just say it.
Mm-hmm.
Mentorship, mentorship. It's not easy to mentor people.
Mm-hmm.
It is not.
Mm-hmm.
But the power about it
Mm-hmm.
is to learn to communicate with them.
Mm-hmm.
Communication has to do with identifying where their strength is,
Mm-hmm.
where their weaknesses,
Mm-hmm.
and using these weaknesses
Mm-hmm.
to turn them into strength.
Mm-hmm.
That is what mentors do.
Okay.
You do not like whatever Cameroon. Now whatever Cameroon, you know that kind of thing where they will tell you, say,
Mm-hmm.
you don't fail for you don't fail school, no, you don't
Mm-hmm.
fail school, pass exam. Instead for your instead for your parents or your brother them for encourage you, they laugh you.
Mm-hmm.
So I see that one, it don't fail, it don't fail. They need to give you that. You like mentor, you get to encourage.
Yes.
Yes, you get to identify the people,
Mm-hmm.
their workspace, their mindset,
Mm-hmm.
encourage them, monitor them, mentor them, because they depend on you
Mm-hmm.
for get to that point.
Mm-hmm.
Like I get one of my friends in the
Mm-hmm.
Cameroon right now in a chick Fabian.
Mm-hmm.
He be come up to me where he get fabulous safety fire company.
Mm-hmm.
Shout out to that.
Mm-hmm.
He dey try to build up a fire security company
Mm-hmm.
where he can meet up me. We draft out the plan and monitor what they do. I mentor it to the point where right now the company they do well for Limbe. So mentoring has to do with you trying to identify, communicate,
Mm-hmm.
collaborate,
Mm-hmm.
get that progress,
Mm-hmm.
getting feedback as well. As I
Mm-hmm.
tell you the other day, criticism are a very, very important thing for our life.
Mm-hmm.
Although they don't brand her now with a beautiful name, say feedback.
Mm-hmm.
But criticism, now the strength of it.
Mm-hmm.
Sako, I remember how you start this thing.
Mm-hmm.
when you start this thing, a lot of people will criticize, but look at how big Toride is going. Look at how big Scrum is going.
Mm-hmm.
Look at how Tawuka America. Everybody
Yes.
want be nurse. Want be nurse.
LPN.
Eh,
Oh, Jesus
Now,
Christ.
now, now, nobody know one be nurse. Nobody know one be CNA.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody now want be LPN.
Mm-hmm. A doctor
Oh,
go.
you see, a LPN now and CNA,
Mm-hmm.
they don't dey shift down.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody want be a nurse practitioner. Everybody will be the next practitioner. Want be
Is it MP they call it?
NP.
Mm-hmm.
You know that transition. Why Scrum Master they get to stay back? We get to move.
Mm-hmm.
We get to move. Why you get to stay back? Whatever environment you find yourself in,
Mm-hmm.
you get to move. You get to improve. So being a mentor as well, I don't do a lot of mentoring for a lot of people
Mm-hmm.
in a lot of spaces.
Mm-hmm.
So it get to do with collaboration,
Mm-hmm.
follow up, and communication.
Now, yeah, I thought so I would take questions, but before I take questions, I play the video. May you look the video, you tell me which you think. For those who they watch, this is a brand in our community, G Fashion Online. You can look them up when you have time. Gfashionline.com. They're actually a group of persons who have decided to support Toride in their so many ways. They don't only come here, they don't only hook us up with people we can bring on a show. They reach out to us and always want to know what they can do to help the community go. They are a shoe brand for now. They are a shoe brand for now. Yeah, you feel the look, the questions they play ask Amco. I'll ask you now. They're a shoe brand for now, but from which word the year people they talk. Can you turn down the volume, please? They're a shoe brand for now, but with time, they go expand to many other things. Guys, go out there after this video, check what they are doing. Go to their website, gfashionline.com. Just go to their website, see what they're doing. The beautiful thing about them is the very, very beautiful products they produce, the shoes they produce. And beside the shoes they produce, bro, you can actually go in there and customize whatever you want for yourself. You want to write your name for shoe, you want to write your B name for shoe, you want anything, whatever which color you want, and like you can actually go out there because you have an outfit and you want a specific kind of shoe for the outfit. If you go for their website, you customize and you go get exactly which you want them. G Fashion Online, like I don't show now the website na gfashionline .com, or I think we'll talk about that at the end again of this interview. But even if we not talk about them, guys, go out there and go check them out. Boss Rudolph,
Yeah,
I want.
before you talk anything, that
Mm-hmm,
G fashion line, they get way to the car say chaka. for those
mm-hmm,
for those who don't know chaka, they
mm-hmm,
get chaka. When you wear chaka for your food, when you wear shoes over your
mm-hmm,
food, so G fashion, I don't visit a couple of times.
mm-hmm,
I'll be very proud of the impact where they add to beauty
mm-hmm,
to our community,
mm-hmm,
as well as getting that designer customized beautiful outfits for our people.
mm-hmm.
And I call on everybody to travel visit G Fashion.
Number one question. Now, this is actually coming from someone who I know is out of the United States.
Hmm.
So, a question now: how can we get certification for Scrum Master? First of all, the first part I want me to answer for the question now: is it possible for someone who is not in the United States to take your Scrum Master classes? And then now the second part now: how do you get to certify yourself, or how do you get into the classes and all that?
Yes, so as I said, it is. I get a couple of people from Cameroon
Mm-hmm.
or out of the United States,
Mm-hmm.
where they don't get or they don't do the Scrum certification and they get the Scrum certification.
Mm-hmm.
It no more only be based in America.
Mm-hmm.
I get people like my brother Kema Lawrence. I
Mm-hmm.
get Philemon Bale.
Mm-hmm.
Didi.
Yeah,
Didi
that's
get
my brother.
yeah, Didi na a Scrum Master as well. And and Chick Fabian as
Mm-hmm.
well. You know more only be inside America
Mm-hmm.
for you for be able to become a Scrum Master.
Master.
Yes. And the certifications
Mm-hmm.
you dey get them from there are either two ways where I practically know
Mm-hmm.
different ways that there is Scrum Alliance
Mm-hmm.
and there is
Mm-hmm.
Scaled Agile
Mm-hmm.
as well. Those are the two places where me and
Mm-hmm.
who say if you get the certification.
So, Mark, next question will be now: like the people that they teach Scrum like una now they award the certifications, or the people that they teach Scrum they different and they where for go get the certification they different.
Yes. So what would you do now? Say would it guide you on basically the um, Scrum Scrum book,
Mm-hmm.
right? Or the
Mm-hmm.
Scrum guidelines,
Mm-hmm.
where we go look at this Agile manifesto, we look at the Scrum practices, the Scrum events, and then you go ahead now. You register online, you pay for the fees
Mm-hmm.
for the um, accredited um, alliances, be it
Mm-hmm.
Scrum Alliance or Scaled Agile for you for be certified, and they issue you the certification immediately. You know when you take the exam whether you pass or fail. It's like a 45-30 minutes, 1 hour. It just depends how speedy you dey for get the certification done online.
Guys, for those who that watch, wanna ask question, the one take questions right now. The next question is some person asking you no, first of all, someone is congratulating you, got mastery of your stuff, bro. Even on media, You flew. Applause for you. The question where some person ask my brother Jabi Akale, are there any entry level Scrum Master jobs out there? Now I don't even know the difference between entry level and which other level. The question: are there any entry level Scrum Master jobs out there?
Yes, so that thing that we talk, right?
Mm-hmm.
A lot of people when they talk about Scrum, we don't do Scrum in every environment.
Mm-hmm.
And it not be when they say entry level,
Mm-hmm.
it be like if you start work for a smaller space, yes, they are.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, they are. If you go for LinkedIn, you will see that they post junior Scrum Master. Or you will see they will put on LinkedIn say Scrum Master.
Mm-hmm.
Then they want maybe like 2 years experience
Mm-hmm.
or 1 year experience,
Mm-hmm.
1 or 2 years experience.
Mm-hmm.
Those are identified as junior roles.
Mm-hmm.
Now, if you look at other work where they say 5+ years,
Mm-hmm.
10 years, 15 years,
Mm-hmm.
20 years experience,
Mm-hmm.
those are senior roles. But trust me, as I tell you,
Yes.
any mind for the Scrum field where it don't be Scrum Master for at least 5, 6, 7 years, they still
Mm-hmm.
remain a Scrum Master.
Mm-hmm.
Technically, it be a call to concern.
Mm-hmm.
Either you go to move either to a senior Scrum Master
Mm-hmm.
or a release trained engineer
Mm-hmm.
or an agile coach. So that transition, yes. So for answer a question, yes, roles the day way na junior scrum master, but they're not go spell am out completely out there. But
Mm-hmm.
way to go identify them like a junior scrum master role
Mm-hmm.
go be na the number of years where they put down for the experience demand.
Um, guys, thank you very, very much for watching. Continue to share. If you have any person, if you have any person you want to have on the platform, let us know. We are trying to build a community. We are trying to share the knowledge we have. We are trying to make sure people like my brother Matute, they don't die and leave with everything that they have learned, all the experiences they have accumulated. Look at Nijon Fundi. Are we sure? Are we sure that legend? Are we sure that hero? Are we sure that that great man, that father, actually documented everything he has in his brain, or all that thing don't go down the drain? Look at my sister La Mirage we lost the other day. Look at my brother Kabriel Najib. These are wonderful people. We're doing wonderful things for our community. Are we sure our communities will actually document everything where they get in them? I mean, every positive thing where they get in them. So our kids, our grandkids, our great grandkids, the picking they will come for we 20, 30, 40, 50, 200 years from now, they be able to go somewhere and just dig into Matute, my brother Rudolf Matute, brain. And that can only happen because we don't sit down here, we don't talk with you. I definitely will bring him back because I know so many people they get so many questions to ask. But we are already 1 hour into the session. I know one more drag and bro.
Yeah,
Wait till go be your
I
yeah.
see before we go, I see some person put some comment. It say how
Mm-hmm.
do newbies get into Scrum?
Mm-hmm.
What I advise is join a community of practice.
Mm-hmm.
Join a community
Wait
of
to be
practice.
wait to be community of practice.
Community of practice now like you join, there are a lot of them. Like
Mm-hmm.
like I get a community of practice where I
Mm-hmm.
try for establish right now,
Mm-hmm.
where basically go start on the 26th
Mm-hmm.
of this month,
Mm-hmm.
where would you get those ideas
Mm-hmm.
synced up together for build,
Mm-hmm.
for work, and improve on whatever you work on. Yeah, so that is it.
Man, this was a beautiful one. Is there anything you wanted us to talk about? Maybe that I did not bring up?
Yes, as I said,
Mm-hmm.
next week, 2020 26,
Mm-hmm.
we are starting the program.
Mm-hmm.
26 is a Monday.
Yeah.
These sessions will run two times a week.
Mm-hmm.
I encourage anybody listening to my voice to come and let's see how we can integrate and get to use and build that agile mindset, basically using the Scrum framework for us to deliver and add value to our environment.
Mm-hmm.
I also want to take this platform to give a shout out to a couple of people
Mm-hmm.
who have helped me and held my hand throughout my agile journey.
Mm-hmm.
I want to thank my sister Anastasia,
Mm-hmm.
aka Shortman, and Matute,
Your sister na short
yeah,
man.
that's what they call it, short man. Yeah. And then my brother, they don't encourage me a lot.
Mm-hmm.
Luma Matute for San Antonio. They encourage me a lot.
Mhm.
I remember so my particular small and friend,
Mhm.
Ajano Leslie,
Mhm.
encouraged me. I also want to thank um, Annette
Mhm.
Ifeti
Mhm.
for bringing out, always helping me,
Mhm.
believing in me,
Mhm.
and it's all about all of us coming together to
Mhm.
add value, encouraging one another, and being one another's keeper.
Thank you very much,
Yeah.
bro. Any day, any time to read is home. Any day, any time. If you feel like you want us to sit and talk, let us do this, guys. Now, your phone number that for screen. So I appreciate my pigeon. Say I no bad pigeon. Now, a phone number that for screen. Reach out to him if you have any other questions. Reach out to him if you need guidance. Reach out to him if you have things, if you have concerns. Like I said earlier, and I will always talk, we are trying to build a community, and this is one person who I know is for the community. When I don't mind all I tell you, to say, oh, you pay. When I don't contact you, when I talk about the stuff, when I go hear money, where they even want ask you na pay, when I say no shame, because it's you just realize it's more about building the community. Sometimes these people they just ask their fee now because they want to see how committed you be. They want to see how far you did ready for push. A phone number there for screen, contact them. And thank you guys very, very much for today. It was a beautiful session. Please share this video with somebody that needs the video. Please share this video with somebody you think needs to learn a thing or two about Scrum Master. Please share his contact information with someone that wants to help build our community just like him. That is more to it I've got time for today.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Toride, before you go, I want also make our community know say Scrum don't come to stay.
Mhm.
I just give a word of encouragement to all of those where they define Scrum work.
Mhm.
May they take advantage of this boot camp we would try for Doham. As
Mhm.
I talk, our goal and our primary objective now for guide people them towards the right direction in their job search, looking at resumes, build out that confidence and potentials into them. I wish that if we talk all the sacred plan we'll get up for here on
Mhm.
this platform, but um let's wait and see those who will come for us to get that, to give them that little push. We are there to give the push. We are there to give them the push. So let them come. Let's see how we can impact and influence and change situations and make lives better in our community.
Guys, thank you guys very, very much. Now there's more to read I'll be getting for today.